Alright guys, I am back, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Titan's Return, what is this class? Titan class? Trypticon. Now, this is part of our giveaways, so I do not have the time to pick the winner right now. Hopefully I'll be able to get that first thing tomorrow morning. I'm kind of like crunched for time, but I really want to look at this figure. So, quick look at the box. If you guys can even see this whole thing, it is huge. It is awesome. Yeah. Now, one thing I do have to talk about, for whoever wins this figure. So I got this in yesterday morning, and the post office destroyed the shipping box. So, unfortunately, we got a big smash in this side of the box. So, to whoever wins this, let me know if you want me to try and contact the retailer I got it from and see if we can get you a replacement for this box. Or I will probably be ordering mine here real soon, within the next week or so. So if you'd like my box, that we could just trade them out. So anyway, so yeah, we got Trypticon on the box. We got great artwork going on there. Looks good. That's on the top. Backside. Great way to show off, other figures in the line. And such. Looks great. Artwork there. Information there. Black bottom. Alright. Now, the figure. So this thing is huge. So you're probably going to see a lot more of me in this video because I'm going to have to be moving in. So here's the, what is it? Full tilt. So here's full tilt. And he's about the size of a deluxe. And here's a deluxe Titan Return. Just for size comparison for you to see how big this thing really is. It's huge. It is absolutely huge. I mean, it's about the same size as, like, his city mode is about the same size as Metroplex or the other one, the retool of Metroplex, Fortress Maximus. Now I have to admit I'm enjoying this thing a lot more than those ones. I bet you guys could hear that in my voice. So, he does come with, your instructions. The figure itself is fairly simple, so nothing too spectacular. Sticker sheets, which is awesome. I personally want... I don't want Trypticon myself. I want a Gigastorm. That's what I want. So when I buy mine, it's in the hopes that somebody's going to come along and do a sticker sheet that would represent Gigastorm better, and a slight head retool, or maybe I'll get it and then later on down the road, Takara will be like, oh hey, here it is, because it's a very simple retool, and then it does have the collector's card. Alright, so as far as full tilt goes, we're going to look at him later, once I reposition the camera down. Because, yeah, that's not going to happen here. So, anyway, not much, actually, to go over in base mode. We've got... Camera's caught on stuff, so that's neat. It's always fun. Alright. This is supposed to be up, but this does tilt up and down. And that does rotate. This is where you'd plug full tilt in for bot mode, I guess. T-Rex mode. These do rotate down. I don't think these fire. I haven't been able to find any way for them to fire. which is fine by me. I don't like firing missiles anyway. And then you can open this up, and there's, let's see here. This is all clear plastic, so I'm assuming there's a way to get in there. Right? Maybe? Yeah, there's like little compartments like right here where you can get inside. And then you can put your Titan Masters in there. And just kind of fill it up, go to town with that. There's the little Titan Master ports all over this thing. So pretty much anywhere you want to plug them in at. It's got these doohickeys here that will plug into like 6-shot in them. But yeah, like I said, not actually too much to go over here. So you got the nice ramp, which is, as you can see, you can fit a deluxe car on, and it goes all the way to the bottom. I mean, it's off my counter. It's so big. But yeah, really nothing else to go over. I'll try and turn it so you guys can get a look of it from the sides and such. But yeah, it's big, it's clunky, and it's great. This is a great base mode. I mean, it's big enough for deluxes, like I showed you. If you got some Legend class figures, that would work a little bit better. But if you're just using the Titans Return guys, which I was about to say I don't have any, right? But here's the Rodimus one. But you can plug him in, you know. If you got them all over the city, just like Fortress Maximus, I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. And then I believe this would also be perfect scale if we do get the repaint. This would probably be perfect scale for like a masterpiece sized Gigastorm. So come on, Takara. The base mold's already made. It's a slight retool. It's ever so slightly retool. Alright, let's get into transformation. It's not that hard. So flip this down. We're gonna flip let's see here. Flip this up. Get that out of the way. We need to flip this panel here up and around. Up and around. This panel will fold in, and this panel will fold in. We can take this whole side here, and this will plug in just like that. Okay, we're going to rotate this. Okay, there we go. Go to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Flip this panel here in, flip this panel here in. This will come up, locks in. Now there was a third mode as well, but it's just like a slight reconfiguration of base mode, so whatever. Who cares, right? Fold this down, and this leg will lock into place together. There's a bunch of tabs all over this place, all these holes. So you just got to line those all up, and it will tab in. Now this doesn't actually do anything. You just kind of flip it off to the side. Extend the foot and fold out the little feet plates. Come on. Okay, there we go. I missed a small step. So this piece here will actually release the tabs, and that will help lock it in even better. So it's even better engineered than Metroplex. Fold this in. These will just tab together, just like before. Flip the foot out, toes. Cool. Done. Alright, now rotate the legs. Being careful of those hip ratchets. I didn't mess with any of those. I haven't had a problem yet, but I'm trying not to actually do anything with them. This will rotate around. Rotate around. And I forgot, now that we're here, I can show off. It's got wheels here, 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 and here. Rotate the guns around. And then you can rotate the whole head assembly. Right? Yeah. All the way around, like that. Alright. Now we can lift them up. Tail goes back this way. And then we can unfold the arms. I don't know if you can see this. Yes, you can. Cool. All right. And we can take these missile pods and just fold them back like that if we wish. And there is Trypticon in T-Rex mode. Not that bad. I mean, seriously, did not take long to transform at all. Not complicated. Now, before we get into this figure, we're going to take a look at full tilt real quick. So, moving this forward, I'm going to move him off to the side. Full tilt. Scroll the camera down. All one continuous shot. That's what we're going for here. Alright, so, rolls just fine. He's got some really big heavy tread. No problem at all. He's got the gun on the top. Good, no problems. Take the gun off. You can open up this panel here, and here is the headmaster. Okay, close that back up. Pull this down, rotate this out, rotate this out. This will rotate down, flip up the little cod piece. Pull out the arms. Now these ball joints are they're fine, but they are loose. You can pull them out real easily. So just be mindful of those, just like that. I mean, they seem to hold position just fine. It's just they don't. If you pull on them too hard, they just pop right off. I mean, that's how ball joints are supposed to work. But anyway, just making a point. All right, this will rotate to the back. Just like that. Fold up the legs for, he's got the ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed head, and the legs are on 2 pins. Fold this all up, rotate the head around. You can plug this in, and there's full tilt. Here he is with a standard deluxe. Like I said, he's deluxe size, so that's really cool. Plug in his gun, you're good to go. I like this guy a lot. This guy is actually really cool. And I believe the Gigastorm does have one of these guys too, so that works for me because I like this figure. Posability, head is on the Titans Return ball joint, but in this one it's really tight, so you're not getting too much left and right or up and down. You're basically just getting that swivel. Ball jointed shoulder, so gets pretty good range of motion. There's also a hinge right in here, so you get a little bit more. Bicep swivel, bends at the elbow, nothing at the hand. Nothing at the waist, but the hips are on the double hinges. So swivel, hinge. There's a thigh swivel, bends at the knee, nothing at the feet at all. No real feet to speak of. But he does stand just fine. I mean, there's no problems there. I do wish the shoulders were more of the hinge swivel setup because the ball joints are feeling a little bit more loose now. But not really. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I would prefer something a little bit more stable, but it does give him a little bit more character to have it go in and out like that. So I guess there's that. All right, so we're going to change him back because we want to put this guy onto Trypticon. So this comes down. Just make sure I didn't miss anything interesting. Flip this out. Collapse leg. Flip this out. Collapse leg. Close this up. Close this up. Just like that. This will come down. There we go. This thing's holding us up, guys. There we go. Take the head. Fold it out. Goes in there. Closes up. Gun. Alright, now we're going to attach this to Trypticon. So, this will open up. This will plug in. Closes up. And that kind of forms his chest piece. Now, one complaint about this figure, and it might just be this copy, is this. This does not latch in as well as I would like. It seems to be mostly just this side. It will not go in. I mean, it holds, but it's not the greatest. All right, let's take a look at posability. So, head ratchets up and down. Mouth opens, closes. He's got this piece here that opens. There's a gun there. Cool. This is a little bit of a disappointment. I was kind of hoping this would rotate just like the G1 did. He does have a big gaping hole in his mouth, so you could take a headmaster and, you know, chomp him up and pops out the bottom. So that's kind of neat. It's a fun little gimmick that doesn't really hinder anything. Alright, these do rotate up however you want to have them, and if you want to have them this way, on the back, however you want to do it. And then once these guys are up and out of the way, then he does have the head swivel. Oh, that popped right off. There we go. Not a problem. So, that works. Nothing going on there. Tail's pretty stationary. Not really much going on there in this mode. It's pretty much just a block. But that's kind of how the character was. Shoulder. He's got a double hinge here. So it, rotates, hinges up and down. Elbow hinge, wrist hinge, and these fingers are on one piece, and then this finger's on one piece. So you can get like a grip in action, but you can't get like one finger out, which I'm kind of surprised at. I mean, it's so big. I mean, you really could have easily done that. Now, the legs. This has been the big point of issues that a lot of people have had with him, is that these hips shatter. I'm not going to mess with it too much, but it does. They do rotate. They do swivel in and out just ever so slightly. I'm putting most of the weight when I have it on the ground on his tail. Knee does bend. There is a rocker at the foot. No tilts. And the toe's got a little downwards tilt. And then he's got the little inside claw things going. That's more for the walking mode for the G1. But yeah, there you go. That's Trypticon. Reviewed in 20 minutes or less. Let's see here. Do some size comparisons, shall we? I've got the camera angled down so you can actually Here, let me get more to the level of which my figures usually are. Because I don't have really much of a way to scoot out too much. That's as best as we're going to get. Alright, so here he is with a standard deluxe, or current deluxe. See how he stacks up there. Let's see. I'm not prepared for a Voyager. I don't have a Voyager handy. Oh well. We're going to move on. Here he's with a Legends class figure. Here he is with Masterpiece Rodimus. Or Hot Rod. And the Takara Rodimus Prime. So you can see how he's stacked up there. I mean, obviously they're never going to get a city mode to scale properly. I would say the Legends is probably the closest that we'll have to in scale with him. I mean, he's supposed to be a whole city. So Legends is probably the closest, unless you're using just the Titan Return Headmasters. So yeah, there's that. And then Deluxe, it's acceptable, especially since, you know, we're talking Titans Return line with a Titans Return figure. I'd say that's acceptable. It's not Masterpiece scale, but if they were to throw a really, really great paint job on this thing with the molded in detail that it has and work out the kinks with the hip and the chest thing, I would argue the point that this is a Masterpiece styled figure. This thing is the best thing Hasbro has put out in years. That's my take on this. This is the best thing I have seen come out of the Hasbro line in a long time. I mean, Takara is a different story. Don't get me wrong. I prefer, you know, I'd still say Primal's better, but this thing is by far, like I said, the best thing that Hasbro's put out in a long time. If they were to give this guy a premium paint job and slap a Masterpiece sticker on the box, I would say that's acceptable. I mean, scale-wise, no, but detail-wise, this thing is incredible. You know, if Takara does like a little bit of extra engineering with a few parts, and gives a really nice paint job, I mean, that Takara one's going to be beautiful. This thing is just amazing. I keep saying it, but I would say best thing I've seen from Hasbro in a very long time. I've enjoyed the Titans Return line, at least the beginning part of it. Then it kind of like, Repaint Wars did. Not as fast as Repaint Wars did, but pretty fast. The new line that's coming out, it looks like a lot of those are just repaints and retools from Combiner Wars crap, so I'm not too thrilled about it. But this thing is something else. This is... I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I can't do that in good conscience. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. The number of reports of the hips breaking is a lot. I have to point out. It is something that Toy Jojo has put out a video on how to fix it without actually having to tear things apart, I believe. And you know, obviously this isn't going to end up being my figure, so I'm not going to do that to someone else's figure, because I don't know what they would want to do. And if I do get my own, I'll probably do my own repair bay on it. I haven't done one of those in a long time. But anyway, so that's a disappointment. If that's what's really happening to a lot of them. I could tell by the joints that this thing would shake, especially those legs. They would shake a lot if I did a shake test. But again, I'm not doing that to this figure because it's not mine, and those hips are prone to breaking, and I do not think it would stand up to me shaking it vigorously. So that alone, I have to drop it in points and give it a 9 out of 10. Other than that, this thing is gorgeous. I love this figure. Even though it doesn't have too many paint, it doesn't need it because that gray plastic is just shiny enough to make it look really good. Kudos to you, Hasbro. Great job. Great job. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get the winner picked tomorrow, and then get this guy packed up and shipped out as soon as possible. So yeah, I guess that's it.